and we starting finding out of what we have to do now. I'm speaking three languages: Arabic, English, and French. When we arrived here, it was like a shock. Nothing worked.
Nothing works.
Yeah, people speaking a different language. I wasn't have enough time to study this step in my life, either to go or to get arrested.
Mm.
So we choose to go. The thing is, as I told you, the first shock was the language.
Yeah.
We don't know where to go, how to deal with anything. The people speaking different language, barely you can recognize. There is a voices around you, but you can't understand anything. You can't even find assessment,
Mm.
and there is no directions, or at least understandable directions or clear directions. Struggling here and there and everywhere, finding out there is a UN here and we can apply for UNCHR to get a legal statement here. And we went to the UNCHR and we submit our case. The thing is, at some point, all what are you looking for is your safety.
Yeah.
Okay, or your family safety. So you didn't pay attention for the rules or the culture or anything else.
Yeah.
You're focusing in your target only. So the target was legal statement.
And to get safety.
No one chasing us.
Right.
We are in the safe side. Okay, whether whether at that time we weren't understand anything. Actually, we didn't have enough time to find out by ourselves, by googling or doing anything else, what is the situation in Indonesia.
Yeah.
After we became asylum seeker and we have identity card and we already under UNCHR protection, now here is the problem starting.
Mm.
You're forbidden from work. You don't have access for education.
Okay.
Kids already sitting at house. It's something. It's let's say it's not only unusual. It's strange, weird, unexpected. You don't have anything to do.
Mm.
Yes, Indonesian government and Indonesian country give me a space to live safely and protected, but I have nothing to do. When we asked, they said that we may depend on our families to support us financially. Well, this could be an idea for limited time, not for a long period.
Yeah.
Even if we are at the same house, you cannot depend on me to support you for a long time, like 1 year or more than that. Starting from here, all the problems start to pop up.
Mm.
Pop up here and here and here and here and here, and you have to face everything. You shouldn't cross the limitation because there is endless limitation for refugee in Indonesia. You don't have any access for any legal service, for any education, for any healthcare, no activities. And in the very beginning, we were lonely. Like, you know what the meaning of lonely? You can't communicate with anyone. If you need anything, you have to Google, go to the Google Translate. If you
Yeah.
wanna talk to anyone, or if you wanna, even though you cannot be sure of the translation comes out of Google. So I admit there is a huge amount of mistakes. One by one, we start find out ways to deal with everything in a proper way.
Mm. Oh, I have so many questions for you.
Yes, please.
But like your statement saying that Indonesia is safe.
Safe a place,
It's
but
a
you don't
safe
have a
place
life, or
for
you
you-
don't have an access for your life.
Yes, and with a lot
To
of limitation,
continue, of course.
right? You don't have any work
If you
rights.
don't work, you cannot eat. You cannot.
So none of this law that you mentioned but doesn't discuss any work rights. And because of that, you have some issues accessing education and health
course.
facilities.
Yes, at that time, refugee kids are not forbidden from public schools.
Right. Wow, so many. It's basically everything about your life here is problematic.
It was messy.
Yeah.
It was messy and dramatically.
But you have been here since 2019. And I know you mentioned that you are one of the refugee representative.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be around a lot,
Yeah.
right? Representing your own community. Do you have any opinion or based on your observation, what are the main things that should be the priority in terms of refugee protection?
Legal service, legal aids.
Legal services. Why do you
Yes.
think so?
Well, after all, I'm a female.
Right. You're a feminist.
And yes, as you can see, refugee females here in Indonesia getting scammed in several ways. Cheating, scams, robbers, everything you can imagine. They're getting in trouble and they cannot prove their point. They can't even reach a police report. A police
Okay.
report to document that this accident had happened.
So we were talking about your statement. You said that refugee who knows what it actually means to be refugees, they
Are hopeless. Yes.
Yes.
They can't do anything according to the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, even expertise people, they're forbidden to use their skills
Right.
or to use their knowledge. In refugee community, as I told you before, there is many expertise and qualified people.
Yeah.
They can be helpful if they have been used in the right way or in the right place.
Can we go into detail with that? That there's so many talent in the refugees community, but they cannot use this talent.
They have been forbidden.
Do you have any stories about that? A wasted talent like that being unused because they are in Indonesia?
Before 6 months ago, yes, we did face this cases.
You yourself is a talent.
Oh, thank you. But now, after the new program was came by Talent by NC,
right?
We can't say that there is a wasted talent,
Mm.
but we can say this is a waste for Indonesian people because they may use this talent, and this is qualified people use their experience to develop, and further we may also engage them with Indonesian expertise, so we're getting a better place for all of us. That's gonna develop both of them, refugee and local citizen. Unfortunately, this is a weak point we have to work on.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the power of humanity. We shouldn't waste it for nothing like that.
Yeah. And if they have the talent and Indonesia allows them to use their talent,
Of course, they're gonna spread everything.
Right, it's
It's benefit for everyone, yeah. For the community, for the whole people, for the whole Indonesian community.
Right. I want to go back to your story when you first arrived, and this is already almost your 5th year in Indonesia as a refugee woman with 3 children. Do you feel protected when you are in Indonesia?
To some extent.
To some extent.
Well, if
Can
you know your
explain that?
rights, if you know your rights and your limits, you're safe.
Okay.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm not afraid that I'm gonna be arrested anytime.
Yeah.
As long as my ID card is not expired,
Yes.
I'm safe.
Mhm.
Okay. Otherwise, there is some refugee get been attacked by police who didn't understand what this. They're asking for KTP or
KTP?
KTP or
Yeah.
something else. What would they call it?
SIM?
No,
Passport?
cassette. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not. Okay, it's a legal statement here
Yes.
in Indonesia. If they don't have this KTP, or if they have, if they don't have this identity number,
Yeah.
so they arrested them, whether they are under UNCHR protection or no.
Excuse me.
Most of
Who
the
issued
people,
this? The government or UNHCR?
the government,
The government.
the
Okay.
government. Okay, and we have to contact IOM and
Yeah.
UNCHR to
Talk to them.
stand and support those people.
Oh, okay.
In 2019, there is a family came from Yemen to here to Indonesia, and they tried to rent a house to themselves. The family was 7 members: a mother and her nephew and 5 kids, starting from 19 years old up to, let's say, it was like 7 years old. Out of sudden, the door knocked, and once they opened, they found immigration officer there. Immigration officer asked them their document, so they doesn't know what to do. They give them all the documents, give them their passport, their UNCHR card, the house contract, everything. Okay, and they got being arrested by the immigration. They went to the immigration department and they spent there like more 25 days. 25 days have been arrested.
Wow.
All of them in one room
Because they couldn't show.
because the police or the officer doesn't recognize what the meaning of
UNHCR
refugee or this identity, which is save me.
Yeah.
I'm here in a legal and peace
Yeah.
statement, okay, for this period.
So these UNHCR ID
And
card is not
till
recognized.
those days, here I am.
Yeah.
They are suffering mentally,
Traumatized.
traumatized.
Wow.
Even though after they getting more information about refugee statement here in Indonesia, they try to find another way. So they want to get an exit permanent. They couldn't. They have been forbidden. They cannot cancel or withdraw their case and get out of Indonesia.
Wow. That's a very problematic. Yeah, aggressive also. The idea that the only ID card acknowledged here is KTP, but refugee exists in our premises, like in our country space, and they have ID card from UNHCR already, but this ID card from UNHCR is not even recognized by
For
some.
the most of the people,
yeah,
yes,
by
for the most
some-
of the
yeah.
people. But the thing which is, it's really weird. This is a document, okay, written in your language.
Yeah.
Can't you read it?
Yeah.
If you're a policeman or an officer, any officer, I'm showing you my identity card. Can't you read it? At least read it. If you don't have enough information, you can find out, Google it. But just to arrest a family for unknowing.
I'm gonna go back to Pak Enny now. Is this issues, Pak, where UNHCR exists in our space in Indonesia, and they issued this ID card for refugees? I think it's form of how international law manifested in national space, but it doesn't mean that it is recognized.
No, it is not, of course, because
Yeah, so that leads me to the next question.
that is the problem,
Yeah.
because ID card or equivalent are issued by the government.
Sorry?
By the government.
It should be.
It should
because
be
it
issued
should
by
be.
the government.
It is an exercise of their sovereignty.
Yes.
So, who has jurisdiction to everybody in their territory. It is the government, not any other
Bodies.
yeah,
Or
particular
organization.
foreign or
Yeah.
international organization or even embassy. So, even ID card for diplomats are issued by the government.
Yeah. Yeah.
The UN or that is the problem. So UNHCR has been helpful, of course,
Yeah.
but in their limited capacity
Yeah.
and competence, they simply stated that this is a refugee recognized by UNHCR, something like that.
Recognize
But,
and protect.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Again and again, because we are not a party to the convention. If we are a party to the convention, it's a different story, of
We
course.
have an access
It
for
is
all
the
the legal-
government who will
Should
issue.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Issue a ID card, issue travel documents. It's sometimes that is no. UNHCR has been helpful. I mean, at
Yeah.
least
Yes.
they issue that. But of course, it's not a replacement of ID card or whatever. Itu not or yeah. So there's
That's the loophole.
Tell you a
loophole
funny
here.
story? If you allow to me? Do
Sure,
you want a
go.
funny story? If you want to just stop it.
Well,
Well,
No, it's okay.
there is two couples. There is a couple. Okay, since let's say 3 months ago, they were engaged. The girl from here, from Jakarta, and the guy were in Medan.
Mm.
The thing is, the girl got already a resettlement, and she's going to Australia. And they give her a time frame, like by next August you have to be ready by the second week of August. So she called her fiance and talked to him, and I don't have time to come, you have to come to me.
oh.
And immediately he came to Jakarta, from Medan to Jakarta. He lives in a shelter there, IOM shelter. The thing is, the second or the third day, they calling him, where are you? When he said that I'm in Jakarta, you're not allowed to go there, I have to see my fiancée, she's traveling, blah, blah, blah. You have to come here. Once he back to Medan, he got arrested. And you have to bring an evidence that you were in Jakarta spending your time with your fiancé. Otherwise, you will stay at the jail. Where did you went to Jakarta? Prove that you was where in those places. And they call his fiancée, talk to her, and how does he spend his time? Where did you go? And they already matched their words together. And even though when he tried to ask why I'm here, what I'm doing here, blah, 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 by the end of the day, they already forced him to pay 10 million as a ticket and do that anymore. Don't do that anymore. So instead,
So he's being fined.
Yes,
10 million.
10 million for being in Jakarta for 5 days only.
Wow.
They find out he's moving by the third day, and the fourth day, fifth day, he went back. And after 3 weeks of detentions, he been fine again.
Wow.
What for?
Yeah, that's human rights. You should be free.
He can move freely.
Yeah. So is there any NGOs or CSOs that he can reach out to help him for that? There's no.
Not as I know.
Okay. So
That is the problem here.
yes.
And you are more on local political situation. They are not interested in refugee question
Yeah.
because they are foreigners.
Hmm.
They are not Indonesian. That is
The problem.
that's the
Yeah.
problem here in Indonesia. Of course, Amnesty International used to be worldwide very active.
Yes.
But
Here.
Indonesia is different also. We have no, in terms of health, we have no
No access.
Medicine Sans Frontier. We don't have that yet.
Yeah, we
Don't
don't
have
have
that
Medicine
itu.
Sans Frontières. Yeah, that's true.
Which are very active in other parts of the world kan itu. But not, we don't have that. That actually the only international branch of international NGO is Amnesty International. The others are not. But the others are very
Localized.
local, very local. I think very local.
Yeah. But do you think they are actually important actors, but to advocate human rights, refugee rights? Sorry, regardless, they focus mainly on citizens' issues. But do you think if we can reach out to them, do you think they would be like good allies to advocate refugee rights and to, let's say, persuade government to ratify the convention, the refugee convention?
It should be.
It should be.
It should be.
But
Yeah, because we see international NGOs like Amnesty International,
is here.
Medicine Sans Frontier, and Refugee Council here and there,
Yeah.
Refugee Institute. They are very, very active in advocating international community to deal with refugee matters. But Indonesia, they are either it's not mentioned in their Anggaran Dasar or in the
Right.
statute,
Yeah.
or they are more practical to deal with day-to-day matters. Refugee question is something remote for them.
Yeah.
I have never come across with any NGO which mentioned about the refugee problem here.
Yeah.
Even Komnas HAM, even Human Rights Commission,
Not even SUAKA, Pak.
except SUAKA, of course. It's the only NGOs
Yeah.
which it's all the limitation, but which is really have interest in refugee matters here in Indonesia. The other, no.
Yeah.
I was expecting Amnesty International,
Yeah.
because they have been very active abroad,
Right.
in Europe and
That's true.
but not here, Pandey. But I don't expect the others. To some extent, I've been expecting also women's NGOs like APIC, etc.
Yes.
Because I think half of the refugees are women.
Yeah.
So at least
More than half.
more than half.
Yeah.
More than half. 60%, I think, something like that. It can. It doesn't matter whether they are the citizen or non-citizen. They are
Darn human.
That's
think
a very
APEC
interesting.
is I think the most to my way the most reliable in that.
That's very interesting.
Komnas Perempuan, I think they have some. They are not ignorant, and they know, but I don't know. It's not their priority, of course. Their priority.
So on top of human national commissions on human rights, we also have national commissions on women's and children's rights
Mm-hmm.
on a national level, and yet still very little things is talk about refugee women's
that's it.
rights.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's one of the organizations that Enny is mentioned. So I'm now, from your perspective, Abeer, as a refugee woman, representative of your community also, how do you see these NGOs and also CSOs like SUAKA, their roles in?
Nowadays we can recognize their fingerprint everywhere.
Yeah.
But still, it's well, we are looking for realistic situation.
Mm.
Okay, well, what we have is right here. It's let's say it's most like discussions,
Mm.
raise awareness, more discussion, more raise awareness. We those NGOs and those organizations can specify the problem very well.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
They know the problem. They're
Yeah.
getting most wonderful
Yeah.
knowledge about our problems. But the thing is, it's not depend or relying on them to solve these problems. They doing their parts. Okay, let's say it's a small steps here and there, but it's still work.
Okay.
Yeah. Day by day, we're gonna reach our point.
What do you think their roles in advocating inclusivity for refugees who are in Indonesia? Are they playing like an important roles?
Of course, it's important role.
But do they actually do that important roles, in your perspective? I know it's tough. It's a tough question.
Let's say it's a specific category of refugee
Yeah.
female. It's
Mm.
not for all.
Wow.
Okay, so if you are able to communicate, if you know about them, if you reach out to them,
Yeah.
if you follow the system, if you can collect all the documents they need.
If you follow the
So
system.
yes, if you follow the system, because if you want to go to any court or any
Right.
police station, you need some documents.
So
If you have
basically,
this-
if you are a good refugees,
Well, if you get a human at the first place,
Yeah.
let's say that refugee, again, refugee, it's a statement. It doesn't refer to anything. It's a statement. Some people here think that refugee means homeless. It's not like that. Or let's say that 50% of refugee, it's not this case.
Yeah.
I'm homeless out of my hometown, not homeless without any
without
ceiling,
any roof to.
roof or ceiling above me.
Abeer, as the closing.
Well, as a closing, I'd like to say that having a refugee from different culture, from different country, different background, just like a trader. Do you know the ancient traders? Once they begin to bring goodies from here to
Yeah.
there and blah blah blah. So it's gonna be the same thing here if we cooperate in a good way. The thing is, it's gonna be the really meaning of civilization. Do you remember since like 25 years ago, the whole world created a civilization. It's not an Indonesian country as it was before civilization.
Yeah.
Nowadays you have a new industry, new knowledge, new studies everywhere. This is the really meaning of civilization. So if the Indonesian government allowed the refugee to involve with Indonesian people, I believe that's gonna produce a better, and let's say it's not only a better community, I believe it's going to be a really bright picture for all of us.
Okay. Thank you so much, Abeer. Actually, yes, Indonesia, part of Indonesia history is also involving diverse kind of traders.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense with the analogy of that. And also with refugees.
And it came for free.
Yeah, that's true.
In peace.
That's true. Well, that would be the end of our podcast. Thank you so much, Pa Enny. It's been delightful. Also, Abeer, I've learned so many new things. I think we all
Yes.
learn so many new things from each other.
Actually,
I
Professor
guess.
Anne is amazing.
Well, yeah, I know exactly. I think
You're
that's why
amazing record
everyone
history.
referring Pa Enny as a professor. Because
Yes.
in my heart, you are a professor, Pa.
Me too. I admit.
Okay.
I
Thank
admit.
you. Thank you. Terima kasih, Pa Enny.
Thank
Terima kasih,
you.
Abeer.
Our pleasure.
Yes.